Greetings, Guardians of Dominion. Zeus here with another thrilling deep dive. Today, we're tackling Augustus' skill, grounded, and trust me, this is one you don't want to overlook. We've already explored Lightning Rod and Path of Least Resistance, but grounded. It might just be the key to mastering Augustus and dominating your next battles. Stay tuned, and let's see how this skill can elevate your gameplay to new heights. Whenever Augustus deals damage with either his Lightning Rod ability or his basic attack, a portion of that damage is transferred to all nearby enemies. Specifically, 53.5% of the damage dealt is distributed to surrounding opponents. However, there's a catch: the farther away the enemy is from the original target, the less damage they will take. This skill allows Augustus to strike multiple enemies with a single hit, making him highly effective in team fights and crowd control. The distribution of damage isn't random, it's based on two key factors. First, the hero who takes the brunt of the initial damage is the one with the lowest magic defense. This is crucial because Augustus prioritizes targets that are more vulnerable to magic-based attacks. Second, the remaining enemies take damage depending on both their distance from the initial target, and their magic defense. The farther an enemy is from the hero who first receives the damage, the less damage they'll take. Similarly, heroes with higher magic defense will absorb less damage, as their resistance reduces the impact of Augustus's attacks. From my observations, the damage transfer decreases gradually. For example, the second hero closest to the original target might receive around 50% of the transferred damage, while the third hero could take 48%. This reduction continues, with the final heroes on the battlefield receiving as little as 30% of the damage. However, these numbers aren't set in stone, as the damage distribution can vary depending on the positioning of each hero during the battle. Another crucial detail that should not be overlooked is the interaction between Augustus's superconductivity skill and Albus when they are paired through patronage. Augustus's superconductivity converts a portion of his magic damage into pure damage, which bypasses magic defense completely. When Albus is patronaged to Augustus, the pure damage is increased by 75% after penetrating the target's magic defense. Here's how this interaction works in detail. When Augustus hits the first hero, usually the one with the lowest magic defense, the full damage is applied, including the boost from Albus. For example, if the first hero takes 100k pure damage, Albus's patronage adds an additional 75%, bringing the total damage up to 175k. Now, when the damage is transferred to the second hero, the base damage from Augustus's attack decreases due to the distance and defensive mechanics. Let's say it drops by 50%, meaning the second hero only receives 50k damage from Augustus's attack. However, here's the important part: Albus's 75% pure damage boost remains constant for all heroes, regardless of the damage reduction from Augustus's attack. So, while the second hero takes 50k damage from Augustus, they will still take the full 75k pure damage from Albus's boost, resulting in a total of 125k damage to the second hero. This pattern continues across all heroes hit by Augustus's skill, where the base damage decreases but the pure damage from Albus remains consistent. This combination of Augustus's superconductivity skill and Albus's patronage can greatly amplify the damage output, making Augustus an even more powerful force in battle. Even heroes with high magic defense will struggle against the pure damage that Augustus can consistently deliver across multiple targets. Now, let's revisit Augustus's damage-dealing skills and how they can escalate into overwhelming force in the right conditions. When properly supported with high magic attack, magic penetration, and a hero like Nebula to boost him, Augustus's Lightning Rod ability can deal over 600k pure damage in a single hit. What's truly devastating is that this damage doesn't just stop at one target. Thanks to his grounded skill, that damage is transferred to nearby enemies, creating a chain of destruction across the battlefield. For instance, after dealing 600k pure damage to the first hero, the second closest hero will still take significant damage, over 400k damage. The next hero in line might absorb 350k damage, and this pattern continues, though the damage reduces slightly with each hero farther away. With just a single use of Lightning Rod, Augustus can easily accumulate over 1.5 million total damage across multiple enemies, making him a force to be reckoned with in team fights. The same principle applies to his basic attacks. In a previous video, we mentioned that Augustus's basic attacks can exceed 300k damage. Again, with Grounded, this damage is spread to nearby enemies. The second hero closest to the initial target could take over 250k damage, while subsequent enemies take less, but still meaningful, damage. In short, Augustus thrives in battles where he can consistently deal damage to multiple enemies, and with the right support and setup, he is capable of unleashing devastating amounts of pure damage across the enemy team. In conclusion, Guardians, we've thoroughly explored Augustus's grounded skill, showing just how powerful it can be in spreading massive amounts of damage across multiple enemies. With the right setup and positioning, Augustus can become a devastating force on the battlefield, capable of tipping the scales in your favor during team fights. Next up, I'll be diving into superconductivity in my next video, another one of Augustus's key skills that transforms his damage potential even further. Make sure to stay tuned for that deep dive, where I'll explain how to maximize its impact and unleash even more destruction in battle. In the meantime, I'd love to hear your thoughts. How are you using Grounded to dominate your enemies? Share your strategies in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the upcoming superconductivity breakdown or any other important updates. Let's continue to evolve our strategies and dominate the Dominion together. Salute and friendship, Guardians.